Hey guys, it's Commander Curtis. Yesterday I talked briefly about one aspect of EROI, and I wanted to kind of come in and talk a little bit wider perspective on it. So, when we're talking about the return on investment, let's talk about a couple of different things. First is I got to go find the fuel, I got to drill it, pump it out, refine it, ship it from where I found it and pumped it to the refinery, and then ship it some kind of way from the refinery to the factory door. And at that factory door, the amount of energy in the unit that I delivered, let's say it's a gallon, how many units of energy do I get out of that gallon if I converted it 100%? So if I get 10 units out of that gallon, and then I look at what it took to get that from the ground to find it and all of that to the front door, how many units did it take to do that? Right. So if it takes more to get it out of the ground and to the front door than we can get out of it when we process it, it makes no financial sense. And this is where EROI came from way back in the day when fuels were just getting started and the finance folks got involved. So this is a legacy oil kind of concept that later on was adopted by the nukes because the nukes are getting a different kind of power, right? They're not getting that thermal energy from burning, they're getting that nuclear energy from the fission. So they're getting a lot more return in the conversion part. And so their energy return on investment is really high, right? So they adopted it and they just, here's nuclear, we're really high. So with a term or a concept that was born in finance, adopted by legacy oil, and then absconded with by the nuclear, what do you think the renewable stands in that, right? There's no conflict of interest there, right? So, okay, there's that piece. Let's talk about a factory. It takes energy to make a factory, right? And so, based on the conversion process of the energy from the raw material to the power, how much power, how long is it going to take me to pay back the amount of investment to build the facility? Well, it turns out for solar, it looks like that number might be 2 to 3 years, right? So get money out of the equation and just look at how much energy did it take to build the PV system. And then when that system gets the sunlight and starts producing energy, how long does it take to create an equal amount of energy that it took to create it? What's that payback period? What's the payback period for fossil fuels and for nuclear? Right? Well, so maybe 2 to 3 years is what I'm seeing based on a couple of locations. I don't know if that's accurate, but let's say it's 5 years. At the 5 year point, and let's say that the fossil fuel and the nuclear guys are all at that break even point. They've now produced as much energy as it took to create the facility. For sunlight getting delivered to your door for free every day with zero effort, as compared to I still have to find it, I still have to mine it, drill it, pump it, refine it, deliver it, all of that stuff, right? So solar here has a distinct advantage in its source component that it's changing over to fuel. So the EROI that compares, it's lopsided, it's infinite for solar, right? So they don't want to, the legacy oil guys, the anti-climate warming guys, because they're just angry at everything, they don't want to talk about that. They just want to say that EROI of solar is low based on like numbers from way back. So okay, I guess one last final piece. I think that the air we breathe is far more important than we give credit to. We've known for decades that the air quality is linked to a lot of health problems. And so much so, as long as I can remember, we've had emissions testings for cars. So I think that when we talk about the finance part of energy, we should also probably include a discussion on the emissions, right? We may want to pay more money for less emissions. Just a thought. Guys, thanks for sticking with me. This is a pretty long one. I'll talk to you later. Bye.